is going on, YouTube people? My camera is all sorts of crooked. Please hold. What is going on here? All right. Saturday afternoon. I have serious culture collision FOMO. I'm sad that I was not able to make it down there. Came very close. Very, very close to making it down the culture collision. Ultimately could not pull it off. What's up, die cash cards? So what do you do when you have serious FOMO and you're just looking at Instagram, watching people buy, sell, and trade cards and go to cool trade nights and all that sort of stuff, and you can't be there because it's 10 hours away? You FOMO rip some stuff. I dug through a little closet behind me. I also stumbled across a few of these at the local Target late this week. So I opened 3 of these up for a video for next week sometime. And I forgot I had ordered 3 from Target from online. So we got these. We got some update hangers. And probably the worst product ever created, 2022 update Sapphire. Might open up that box. So. But yeah, FOMO from the Atlanta show. I came so close to doing it, a 10-hour drive, because I couldn't book my flight till last minute. Flights got too expensive. Would have been a 10-hour drive down on Thursday and a 10-hour drive back on Sunday. And the prospects of that, and there were still some other little hoops that I would have had to jump through, but I was unable to pull it off. I do not know why eBay does not authenticate from China. I'm guessing it's a lot of the eBay stuff does not apply to overseas. The goal here is the PSA special ends next week. I have about 6 to 7 cards that I would like to send off for that PSA special. It is a 10-card minimum. So this is dual purpose, FOMO rip, and can we find a couple cards worthy of sending to PSA in this pile of nonsense? My guess is it'll probably be pretty tricky. I have a Topps Redemption that is supposed to arrive on Tuesday. It is the Gunnar Henderson auto that I pulled out of Series 1. That got delayed in shipping for almost a month. That's supposed to be here on Tuesday. That is a potential candidate to go. So we'll see. But I at least need like 2 or 3 cards out of this mess to fill out this PSA order. I'm sure I could probably find something laying around if I absolutely had to, but this seemed more entertaining than that. We'll see how long this takes. Maybe we'll just kind of hang out and chat for a little bit too. We shall see. Let's kick things off with an update hanger, I guess. Obviously looking for J-Rod and Wit out of this stuff. Probably the most realistic thing would be a rainbow foil if we're lucky, a short print if we're really lucky. There are numbered cards in these, all sorts of fun stuff. Hangers, this is, the hangers bangers thing was definitely in full effect with 2022 update. I did see that late last night about the Vince McMahon stuff. This pack. This is not a good start. This pack does not want to open up. All right, there we go. Looks like we got a die cut in here. I know that's one of the inserts. So we'll flip through the base real quick because a J-Rod or Wit base, if clean, would have some potential to go into PSA. It's not like ideal, but you could use that to kind of fill out the order a little bit if you have to. I don't follow wrestling close enough to Torkelson to even know what I'd be looking at there. The only wrestling stuff that I follow is like I get A couple autos, you know, the guys that I really like. All right, we got a Stars, the MLB, Chrome, Royce Lewis. We got a blue. All right, Brandon Marsh, Stars, the MLB. I got a rookie, black gold, Whit. Not bad. It's a little off-centered, unfortunately. Alex Rodriguez die cut. I am really not desperate. I'm excited to rip a bunch of Series 1. I really am. It's not something I typically open a lot of, but I really like the design of this year's product. I'm still not 100% sure what my plan is for it. That's not a good. That's not a bad idea, Mods. Penny sleeve up the Wit black gold. This is the definition of a good COM-C card. All right, so nothing crazy out of there. It's just like the nonsense pile. Let's switch it up and open one of these Prism packs. So I did a video on these already. You guys just haven't seen it yet. It looks like you get one silver, maybe a green or two, and a couple red, white, and blues per pack. These are about 15 bucks a piece at retail. Bang for the buck wise, in regards to like number of parallels, they actually seem pretty decent. Part of the problem I had on the ones I opened is the cards sit really loose in here. And a lot of the ones had like dinged corners and stuff. So just something to kind of keep in mind. It's Prism retail, so I'm sure this will be an utter disaster, but you never know. Give you guys a little zoom in here. All right, let's see what we got. So base in the front, if you guys have not seen these yet, I ran into these at a Target. The ones I opened on Monday, I ran into at a Target. Oh, there's Tank Dell. It's not terrible. Base Tank Dell. Silver, non-rookie Chargers. Cardinals. Fireworks insert Christian McCaffrey. Panthers, not Bryce Young. Jaguars, Evan Ingram. Browns, who we got? Oh, Cedric Tillman. And our prismatic, or our hype insert. Let's switch back to baseball. It's actually smart this time. I got the trash bag right next to me. I like the idea of hangers. I don't like opening the packs. Black gold. Another black gold in here. Yeah, I thought about doing a video, famous last words. I mean, beginning of the year, card shows always seem to come out of the gates really, really strong. Dallas last weekend, everything I had heard was that show was really, really good. I have talked to people at Atlanta. I haven't actually talked to Dustin and Steve, but I talked to some other dealers that I know is All-Star Game Blue. Jose Ramirez action. We got, what else we got here? All-Star Game Jock Peterson. That Atlanta is going well, very busy. Rays, this is going to be a Wander Franco. Oh, can't talk about that. Get it out of there. Aaron Judge, 87. But it seems like Atlanta has been really good. My local shows have been really busy the last couple weeks. My next big show will be, assuming I always have to throw this out there, assuming no weather issues, will be Shipshawana. That's in about a month. It's 1st of March. Yeah, buying football QBs now, never a bad idea. You just got to find the right guys. Burrow intrigues me the most out of all the super hyped up guys. All right, we got a kid reporter. Switch back to football. Isn't Wander Franco good? Maybe in the California Penal League. Wander Franco is in jail at the moment and probably will not be coming out anytime soon. Patriots, Mac Jones, Commanders, Silver, Cowboys, CeeDee Lamb. Portals. Anthony Richardson, green portals. It's not bad. I don't know why everything got really. Is everything else like super bright? Holy smokes! I'll have to tone down the lighting. Commanders, Chase Young, and Jackson Smith. So portals, Anthony Richardson, green insert. Not the worst, not the best. Let me adjust this lighting. I don't know why that whitened out so much. Holy cow. It's a little better. Yeah, Wander Franco's in jail. So. Yeah, I heard Dallas had good autograph guests. But I talked to dealers and stuff, and they all said it was a tremendously good show. So even though the autograph guests probably drove a lot of the traffic, the people that were there for that were also buying. Yeah, I just don't know why that's. I don't know what my camera's doing that it's being all weird. All right, update hangers have kind of sucked. I was told the hangers have bangers. Jeez Louise. What's going on with this camera today? There we go. We got another black gold in this pack. Oh, we got a foil board. These are numbered. All right, it's a pretty good pack. Looks like we got a gold and a red foil. All right, our gold. Fillmore, All right, red foil. Texas, Kyle Cody, meh. Damn. Number is that 199 or 299 on those? Shucks. All-Star game. We got some future stars. Bobby Witt. Hey, another Witt black gold. And also off-centered. It's our second one of those. Second one that's OC. I really like the black golds. They have basically little to no value, even in a PSA 10. But I like them quite a lot. Just good looking cards. All right, last football pack. Come on. Yeah, I don't think either one of those are PSA 10 candidates. Oh, we got. Oh, that's an insert. Okay. I thought there was like something crazy in here. Steelers, Joey Porter Jr., silver. Patriots. Ugh. Green. Packers. Color match, Romeo Dobbs. Portals, Jamar Chase. All right, red, white, and blue. Deion Sanders. The Prism checklist. Chiefs. Chenko. All right, last shot. Jaguars. Ugh. 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 Black golds are really tough grades. I actually hit. I redeemed it just the other day. I hit this when I ripped a box offline of. I ripped a jumbo box, and this was my auto from 2022 update. Black gold. I believe these are numbered to 10. I couldn't even find a picture of this card. The only comp was on someone actually selling the redemption. I can't imagine they're waiting on Vlad Guerrero autos from a year ago. So we'll see. All right. Come on. One of these hanger packs has to have something decent in it, right? That's famous last words for any degenerate. God, white balance. Come on, camera. There's a wit. Looks pretty clean. That's where they get you at $15 a card. You're like, yeah, I'll send in a wit base. We got something blue in there. Ricky Reds is Hunter Green. No, Nick Lido. I think these are non-numbered. Rainbow foil. I don't know. The lighting keeps like wanting to white itself out. I don't know why. Trevor Story. This camera's like jumping all over the place today. Usually I don't have this problem. Let me try something. 1 second. Lighting's driving me nuts. All right, we'll see if that's better. I turned off one of the overhead lights. Nope. Did not fix it at all. What is the problem? Let me just try zooming out. What's the Purdy go for by itself? A very off-centered Julio Rodriguez. No, there's no window. We got a SP Brooks Robinson. A couple bucks. Ryan 35th. Wow, these hangers have been rough. I think it was more the zoom out that fixed that than anything else. Let's see what this Bobby Witt. All right, I'm gonna rip this update Sapphire. Do not open this stuff. This stuff sucks. Other than J Rod and Witt, obviously if you hit a J Rod or Witt, cool. But the checklist on this is god awful. And it's just a massively bloated checklist. I've had these for a while, Kiwi. But it's generally not advisable. I've gotten smoked by so many of these update Sapphire boxes. I would buy some Burrow low, but I haven't. The problem for me locally is no one's ever looking. Oh, that's a good start. Quan right off the top. The other thing with this 2022 update Sapphire is the QC is rough. Centering is really bad on a lot of these. And look how much these have bent in the packs. Now, obviously, that's not that big of a deal. These will flatten out. But that's just insane. This one has a dinged corner and is off-centered. Yeah, look at the pack. So there should be 2 numbered parallels in here. That's going to have to save us. Because I already know. Yeah, these are brutal. Yeah, like look at so much bend in these. Decent rookie. 100 career home runs, Philly Phenoms. The other thing too is these boxes are notorious for shorting you on the color. We got 2 packs left, and there should be 2 parallels in here. So they better be in these last 2 packs. I can already feel me getting shorted in this box. All right, 2 packs left. Pretty sure it's 2. Thought you got 2 parallels per box, but I remember getting shorted on these in the past. All right, we got a green in here. Please be anything remotely good. It probably isn't. It's a horizontal card, and it looks like it's a pitcher. It is a rookie. Connor Plinkton, relief pitcher. Green the 75. Womp womp. All right, let's see if this one has one. I would not be surprised if it doesn't. It doesn't. Not surprised. I should have known better. Do not open 2022 update Sapphire. It sucks. All right, we're going to open 2 more hangers. Then I need to record tomorrow's video. I have not done that yet. I am slacking today. It's a very lazy Saturday. I gotta research for tomorrow's video first before I do anything. I keep looking at my phone every 10 minutes because my PSA order should be popping like any second. We got a gold in here. St. Louis, All-Star Game. AJ Pollock Rainbow Foil. Ripken. 87 Andrew McCutcheon. Any J-Rod or Wet Base? No. All right. Last one. Last pack mojo. We got a die cut in there. I could see that already. Hey, what's up, Philip? Wit debut. Looks like we got another black gold in here. Donaldson, Shohei. Stars of the game. That's a Torkelson. Javier Baez. Yikes. Man, these hangers sucked. Rough. Hey, what's up, Ziggy? Yeah, do not open 2022 update Sapphire. I knew better than to open that, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Not much to write home about across any of that stuff. Some stuff for ComC probably. Wet black gold, but it's OC. Stars the MLB should be in there. Portals, Anthony Richardson, green, not terrible, I guess. So we got Torkoson base, Tank Dell, another wit, black gold. That's ComC. I can't imagine this Portals Richardson would be worth grading. J Rod's off center. That's ComC. ComC. Tank Dell base is probably a couple bucks. ComC. That's most likely going to end up at ComC. I think so, low roller. I haven't checked to see when their current stuff ends. Quant Sapphire that is very off centered. Actually, these like little parallels of like these 100 career home runs and stuff do okay, a couple bucks. Womp womp. I thought that it ran to the end of the month. I just didn't. I'm not 100% sure off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure that is accurate, though. I remember when I was a kid, these would be like a monster freaking hit. Getting a Topps Black Gold, like you were talking about that at the playground the next day. My FOMO, I missed out on Atlanta Culture Collision rip. Did not go very well. I need Series 1. I want Series 1. I really want Topps Chrome, honestly. Can I fast forward to the summer to get to Topps Chrome? Is that something we can do? Topps Chrome legitimately has a chance to be amazing this year. If Chorio and Holiday start the season up and they end up in Topps Chrome with Junior, Caminero, and Ellie, and Jason Dominguez, and Carter, and a bunch of other guys, what's the Japanese starter? Yamamoto that the Dodgers signed. Topps Chrome has a chance to be absolutely crazy. Bought a Lamar card a few weeks ago. Guy never shipped a card. Do you think sellers like this affect the sales? I've been hammering anything I see in the vault already now. The desk is very cramped, PNW. I mean, that's pretty standard eBay nonsense, as much as I hate to say it. Sadly. I have a card. So what would you... I'm going to... give me a second. Let me flip the camera around. Please hold. Please hold. Oh, I stacked a pile of cards where the camera usually goes. Ah, there we go. Get readjusted here. Whoa. Taking you boys and girls on a ride. Nah. What was I gonna say? Now I drew a blank on what I was gonna say. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. What was I talking about? Oh, now I remember. What would you what's standard practice for something like this? Because I haven't had this happen in a really long time. Let me check to make sure it hasn't updated. So I bought a raw card last week from Prism Football. It's nothing crazy. It is nothing crazy at all. It's like a $20, $30 card. But I feel like I could be wrong. They charge $5 for shipping. I have a sneaking suspicion they sent it plain white envelope. What is the standard retaliatory actions if someone charges $5 for shipping and ships it in PWE? Is negative feedback too much? Do you leave neutral feedback, or do you just like let it ride? Yes, fresh haircut. Got cut this week. Like, what's the it's like $25. Maybe 30. 30 with shipping, maybe. I'll tell you what it was. It was a Dorian Thompson Robinson orange raw. So I don't know what that's numbered out of. 249, I think oranges are. It's color match. DTR color match. I mean, it's ultra modern, so I want it to go. I'm hoping I can PSA it. Oh, if it's over 20, they can't ship PWE? Okay. Maybe they didn't then. Just the way the tracking's working on it makes me suspect of it. But I guess I forgot that under 20 they wouldn't allow it, or over 20 that they wouldn't even let them. I think it was 30 with shipping. I forgot PWE. Well, but will they let you? So they won't even let you print. I never do PWE, so I'm not familiar with the back end. So they won't even let you print out a label for an envelope for it if it's over 20. All right, so never mind then. Maybe just USPS is up to their old tricks. I never shipped PWE, so the tracking on it just seemed weird. It was dropped off over a week ago. It was dropped off last Saturday. So a week ago, it was dropped off at the post office and hasn't updated since. Yeah, I know they're being messy, and I'm not like it's estimated to arrive on Monday. I'm not gonna like throw a hissy fit if it's not here on Monday or anything crazy like that at all. I know that USPS is a disaster right now. I just thought maybe there was a chance that they shipped the PWE, but I forgot the PWE has a $20 cap on it. I don't disagree with you, PNW. It probably is just the post office being dumb. I have that coming. I have my I'm hoping all this stuff arrives at the same time. I have that DTR coming. That would be really nice if it got here in time for this PSA order. I kind of forgot I had that card coming. Because I'd like to try to get one more I'm trying to get one more PSA order out the door. So right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. And it's kind of a stretch on 7. I have a Wit Rainbow Foil. I have a J-Rod base, nothing crazy. I have a Wit SP. A Wit Gold Foil. The Junior Caminero Auto that I hit. And then a Wit and J-Rod Mojo from the Silver Packs. So that's 7. I might be able to get one thing out of this mess that I just opened. I have the Gunnar Henderson Topps Redemption coming. That would be 8. The DTR would be 9. So I'm close. That's assuming the Gunner's clean. It's coming straight from Topps, but who knows? But yeah, I want to get one more. I would really like to get one more PSA order out the window before this special ends, this $15 special, because they are absolutely flying. I talked about it last week's video. Now my order seems to be dragging for whatever reason. It's been an assembly. My order has been an assembly for over a week now, and I've seen a bunch of posts on Blowout, and I talked to a couple people locally actually texted me, and they're like, "Man, PSA is on one right now." PSA is getting these $15 value orders back in like under 30 days. Like I have people that already have them back in hand already that shipped them on like the 5th, 6th of the month. Um, which is absolutely wild that they are running that quick right now on this stuff. I know they are way behind in vintage and they are way behind in autographs because I see people comment on that all the time. That well, yeah, cool, your order's moving quick. Mine's been there for 4 months or whatever, but they are smoking ultra modern orders, which makes me wonder if they're gonna run another special or something next month or extend this for another month. Because it almost makes me wonder if they're not getting enough cards. That's kind of a weird part of all this. If they're churning $15 orders back in like 25 days, like real life days, not even business days, like 20 business days, they're basically running on these $15 orders. Now, maybe it's a little bit slower if you ship something in now versus the beginning of the month, but that, like, are they getting a little needy for cards? Are they almost a little too fast? They're a little too big for their own britches. I don't know. Yeah, autos are a disaster. I see you, Paul, talking about he's had an auto there for 9 months. Autos in vintage, and I don't know where the cutoff is for vintage, like pre-80s stuff is just stuck there forever. It just got checked. What was in it, Theodore? Was it like not ultra modern? I haven't watched Cam Whitmore play a lot. I have a save search currently for an NBA player, an NBA rookie. Huh. That's weird that it would take that long to get checked in. Interesting. Accuracy and PSA do not go in the same sentence. I worry about that. I mean, they have a boatload of people, so who knows? Yeah, I'm wondering why that took so long. Seems odd. No, it's not Keontae. It's more under the radar than that. It's just tricky right now because there's not a lot of Prism on the market. Uh, because it's only been those like retail blaster boxes that are out. So like everything's way overpriced. And I can be super patient on this player. He is definitely a project player. The other person I'm looking for, which is whatever, it's more because it's a Browns thing. Um, I have a safe search for Dorian Thompson Robinson stuff because his stuff's really cheap. And I don't think the Browns are going to bring Flacco back. Maybe they will now after he busted in Houston. But I have a sneaking suspicion they're not going to want to bring him back just for the awkwardness in the locker room, which makes me think DTR is going to be the backup going into the season again. And I don't know that I trust Watson to stay healthy. So it's just a play on that. It's just a play on, Watson being able to stay healthy. And, could DTR get a little bump up? He was not great when he filled in, but he wasn't terrible either. And they kind of threw him to the wolves, and he was actually getting a little bit better and then got hurt. So I think there could be a little bit of an angle there. But yeah, the overall grading landscape gets intriguing if excuse me. If PSA is able to flip orders in like 25 days, like that really undercuts SGC's biggest advantage, which is one of the biggest advantages, which is turnaround time. Everyone flocks to SGC for the quick turnaround time. If they don't have the quick turnaround time already or anymore, or not as quick, like if you could send an order to SGC and get it back in 10 days, or send it to PSA and get it back in 25, it's a lot different of a conversation to have. So now SGC's leg to stand on is superior customer service, which they still have, but we all know resale value drives most of this nonsense. So it could be. I thought that New Jersey was mostly doing TCG stuff, but that could be wrong. Not on their own, no. PSA is private. SGC is private. Beckett is part of a investment group, and CGC is part of Blackstone. So there's not like you can't just go buy shares of PSA. You used to be able to. PSA used to be a publicly traded company, and they went private. I have to imagine that they are looking to go public again at some point in time. Am I going to rip any Prism basketball? Definitely not hobby. Prism NBA, I won't pay over street value for it. So I'm not going to pay over retail for it. If I find a blaster or a mega or a fat pack while I'm like roaming a Target or Walmart, or they fire up on Target and I'm able to grab one or something, sure. But I'm not going to go out of my way for it. It's basically the same way I treat Prism football. I was in Target last week. They had a rack full of $15 fat packs. I bought 3 of them. The blasters went up on Target. It was max 3. I ordered 3 of them. The megas went up. I ordered 2 or 3 of them, I think. I opened 2. I ended up stashing one behind, along with a couple blaster boxes. Yeah, with a blaster box. To save for later in the year to open up, maybe Christmas or whatever. But I'm not going to go out and buy a hobby box of Prism. The price on Panini Wax is just way out of whack compared to Tops. I would rather rip baseball. And the other thing too is, I've said this a million times, the way that you feel ripping baseball afterwards is a better feeling. Like the baseball products currently, or at least the affordable ones like Chrome, Series 1, whatever, it is a more enjoyable rip experience for the price than a Prism hobby box is. All Ultra Modern Bay. I'll be curious to see where my order comes back from them, because mine is also mostly baseball. There's some other stuff in there, but it is mostly a baseball order. Um, I think the main one I'm looking at, and he's probably not going to get cheap enough for my liking. I think Burrow's interesting. I think he just had a lost season. It started terribly with the calf injury. I think it was a calf injury, whatever the lower leg injury he had. Kind of derailed the start to the season. Then it went sideways from there, and then he got hurt again. Plus, with the Ohio aspect of the National, there'll probably be a lot of Bengals fans there. So that's an angle. I was watching some of Flipping Steve's stuff. He's big on Kyler Murray. He likes to go off the scrap heap guys. I could see the angle for Kyler Murray. If Kyler would, or if the Cardinals keep Kyler and end up drafting like Marvin Harrison Jr. or something, does that give him a boost? I don't know. I'm not a fan of Herbert. He's fine. I still think he's way overpriced. At least Burrow's been to a Super Bowl. Burrow has Chase. I still think Burrow is the best of those young guys based off of just what I've seen. And like I said, I just feel like he had a cursed year last year. But I haven't like sat down and done like a deep dive on it. Oh, Prism Blasters are up. I'll have to look at that. I don't disagree, Hector. I opened some earlier, and I opened 3 others along with some Donruss fat packs for a video on Monday. Well, I don't know if it'll run on Monday or not, but it's recorded. It'll be up sometime next week. Probably as of right now, it's scheduled for Monday, but sometimes I push that stuff around. I came to the same conclusion without even realizing that when I opened, like before I opened them, I did not realize that was the configuration. And then as soon as I ripped a couple, I'm like, this feels like it is probably the best bang for the buck. I don't know if you could get, the only problem is I don't like the way the cards bounce around in them. And I don't know if you could get like a sealed case of those or something like that. Um, the Monopoly Prism stuff just seems like a gimmick. I know some people, I know it sells pretty well, but I don't trust it long term at all. I'm sure there'll be some hype around it, but the thing that would scare me is that they probably printed a crap ton more of it this year. You know, last year was the first year, but they were kind of just testing it out to see how it would work. And now it's cat's kind of out of the bag on it. Beyond Marvel for non-sports, I collect a lot of Star Wars autos. I am not going to rip any 2023 Top Stadium Club. They're nice looking images. I just don't know that there's any value there, like in chasing that stuff. Like, when's the last time you saw someone jonesing for a rookie Stadium Club card in a PSA 10 slab? You know what I mean? I'm sure it would be a nice, fun, and enjoyable rip, but for $130, $140, whatever a Stadium Club hobby box is, I feel like I would rather just rip a Series 1 jumbo for the extra $20 or whatever it ends up being. So when it comes to that, when I view it like that, with Series 1 being only 2 weeks away, I would just rather rip the Series 1 personally. No, I've never really looked at like Leaf Sage or Onyx, to be honest. I know what is it, SCV does really well with some of the off-brand stuff. It's just not for me. Some of the card designs on, I think it's Onyx. Some of the Onyx stuff I've seen looks pretty good, like from a just a looking at it perspective. But a lot of the Leaf stuff's way too busy. I just don't know that I like Herbert. Period. He just seems like a stats guy. I don't know. Like, when has Herbert ever done anything other than just compile numbers? I think. Well, I don't know. I want the Lions to win tomorrow. They have become now that after the Browns got eliminated and then after Baker Mayfield got eliminated, I am now pulling for the Lions. So maybe I am the curse. Sorry, Detroit, if that's the case. But like, I feel a level of something for that fan base. You know, having gone through that, living in Cleveland, we kind of have similar stories in regards to, you know, ineptitude in championships. So I would like to see the Lions win tomorrow and at least go to the Super Bowl. On the other side, I hate both those teams. I hate the Ravens. I do not like the Chiefs. So I guess from someone that owns a 2017 Optic Mega Box, I'll say the Chiefs. I can't root for the Ravens. I just can't do it. And I hate Mahomes. I don't hate Mahomes. I just don't like rooting for the Chiefs at all. So I guess I'll go Lions Chiefs. I can't pick the Ravens. I cannot stand the Ravens. Yeah, like the images in Stadium Club look really nice. I just can't. I don't know. I don't know anything that's like. I can't even think of the last Stadium Club card that I was like, man, I got to get my hands on one of those. I don't know. Maybe there's something obvious that I'm missing. Manny Ramirez for sure, Mark. I have quite a robust Manny Ramirez collection of stuff. It'll be 2 weeks from tomorrow. There's a week off in between, so that makes it the 11th, I think. Yeah, no, I get the angle. I don't know. You could be right, but I would rather throw money at. If I'm going to throw money at one of the higher priced post hype sleepers or whatever you want to call them, not sleepers, but like post hype guys, I would just rather go after Burrow than Herbert. Maybe that's just because I have a bias because I know that I can move Burrow easier locally than Herbert, but I don't know. That being said, I still think Herbert and Burrow are more expensive than they should be. Like if you look at their prices, they're still expensive. Like PSA 10 silvers are still expensive for them. I mean, I'm not like rocking out to Taylor Swift on a daily basis. I don't like have this vicious reaction to her like Twitter does every time they show Taylor Swift on a Jumbotron. Brittany Holmes is a bad tipper. Hey man, Team Color Match. I've been on Team Color Match for years. For years. You could not go wrong with a color match. Cards just look fantastic. The rarity doesn't matter. The numbering doesn't matter. There could be stuff harder to find, harder to hit, and it does not make a difference. People love the color match. I mean, the cards just look better. It's all aesthetics. It comes down to as simple as that. I have one on my desk right here. I have the that's not great because he's in a practice jersey, but it's still a good looking card. I have a Garrett orange from Optic. I like the Prism version of this card. It got a little pricey during the Defensive Player of the Year run this year, so I kind of missed my window. Yeah, golds are generally a lot more expensive though, like typically, especially for anyone with a decent name around them. But yeah, golds are always good in Prism or whatever they're in. But I got to figure out my plan with Series One. I'm really debating if I want to rip a case or not, and kind of do like the case experiment like I did with Topps Chrome, but you don't have the silver packs to kind of bail you out like you do with Topps Chrome in regards to like the national silver packs. I have 2 jumbo boxes pre-ordered and 2 hobby boxes pre-ordered. I'm probably gonna stash one of each for later in the year, and then I'll probably open 1 jumbo, 1 hobby for sure. And then I have the opportunity, someone locally that I've bought wax from before can give me a decent deal on a sealed case of jumbos if I want it. It'd still be, like right around $1,000 or just under for a case. So I'm thinking about that and maybe doing like, I don't know, that comes out on the 14th. So like whatever that Saturday is after, just do like an all day, not an all day, it wouldn't take all day, but a couple hours or whatever it is, and just rip it all in one big sitting, and just kind of like work my way through it. Because it's one of those things is if I rip it on the experience of trying to earn the money back or whatever, I don't want to wait around and like slow open them over the course of like a couple weeks. I'm gonna want to get them open and the stuff out the PSA as quick as humanly possible, or get the raw stuff up on eBay as quickly as humanly possible. So we'll see. I'll probably start. Well, the top shipping is going to be slow. So I probably actually won't have the jumbo in the hobby right away. Those usually take a few days after release before you get them. So I might just have to dive in and just make a call on it. I'm excited. I'll talk about this in tomorrow's video. The preview images for the team color matches came out and they look fantastic. They look absolutely great. But I looked at the pack odds and their case hits. They're only one per case for the color match. And I assume it's the full checklist. Maybe it's a limited checklist. I don't know. If that's the case, it's going to be near impossible uh, to hit someone good on those team color match cards, assuming it's the full checklist, which I would imagine that it would be. So it's a case hit, and then it's like a whatever it is, 350 card checklist or something, probably 300 card checklist. I forget. So that's like 1 in 300 cases to pull an Ellie De La Cruz or a Jason Dominguez, or that's going to be one where even a star MLB player sells well. Like if you pull an Otani out of that, it's going to sell really well. A Trout's going to sell really well. A Harper, a J Rod, a Witt, even though it's not rookie, is going to sell really, really well in those. So Halliburton's been playing out of his mind. He's been a little dinged up lately. 900 is a pretty good price. That's pretty strong. Yeah, that's kind of what I would do. It'd be like how I did the Topps Chrome thing. Same thing. The big chase in Series 1 is Ellie, Dominguez, and Evan Carter. Yeah, Evan Carter seems pretty good, Wes. I don't disagree. Elliott's gonna be, can he figure it out? Like, is he just like a speed guy? Can he actually get on base consistently? Yeah, 900 for a jumbo case is pretty reasonable. I really, really, really want. I mean, I said it at the beginning of the video. The Topps Chrome. If Topps Chrome goes a certain way, I don't know. Topps Chrome is going to be a problem for me. If Topps Chrome goes a certain way, I will buy. Depending on how that checklist comes out, once again, pure speculation town. That would be something I would potentially buy a case or two of to just sit on for like a year. Right? If you look, and I don't know if this will repeat itself or not. 2023 Topps Chrome hobby boxes last year at the National, they were 140 to 160. I think they got up to like 175. That was like one of those wild things where the pricing was changing by the minute on those. I think today a Topps Chrome, someone could correct me if I'm wrong on this. I think 2023 Topps Chrome hobby boxes are like 250 a pop right now. Hey, Minute, what's up, buddy? Yeah, Topps Chrome has a chance to be absolutely wild this year. Absolutely wild. Carter is really has the potential to be pretty good. Ellie De La Cruz, kind of a wild card. Regardless, he's going to be hyped. Dominguez sucks that he's out for most of the year. And then the what if of who do we get? Like you have to assume Junior Caminero is going to be in there. He 100% should be. He's not in Series 1. He probably should have been, but they're saving him for Series 2. I get it. They're playing their games. And then Churio plus Holiday. I don't see a world where Holiday and Churio don't break with the teams, especially Churio because he signed the contract already. Like that is a potentially loaded checklist. If you're telling me it's going to be Ellie, Dominguez, Carter, Churio, Holiday, Yamamoto. I'm probably forgetting like 2 or 3 other guys like that are really big names, and then a handful of guys that are probably going to come out of nowhere that are other like really good prospects that could break out. Like that is a potentially loaded checklist. Now, do they play games and hold someone back for Chrome update? I don't know. Oh yeah, Lawler, Pete Crow. Yep. I forgot about Lawler. Like that checklist could be absolutely wild. Plus, everyone seems to, I don't want to say everyone, but a majority of people really seem to love that design. Plus, you have the MVP buyback on top of that as well, like that fun chase. And at the National too, with the silver pack promotions, if they do that again, I hope Chrome launches at the National again. I really hope Chrome launches at the National again. One of the things I might continue to do is, um, I've been saving up a ton of ComC credit, and you can cash out your ComC credit into blowout credit. So I might keep rolling this ComC credit up and use that to snag like a case or two or something, depending on what I can build up in the bankroll on ComC credit. I made a massive ComC rookie mistake this week. It's whatever. It's going to cost me some money. I sent. Be careful when you print your ComC stuff out, folks. It's a little PSA warning. Maybe I'll talk about this in tomorrow's video. I had two separate boxes to go. I had a 150 card box and a 80 card box. The 80 card box, I wanted to go in at select, which is a buck a card. And it was all fresh pull stuff. So it's 50% off for fresh pull. So it would have been 50 cents a card. Cool. The 150 card box was older stuff, 2022, nothing like super old, but not fresh pulls. So I wanted that to go to the slow service, which is also 50 cents a card, but it takes like 2 to 3 months to get your stuff uploaded. They're actually running a lot faster than that. It takes like a month and a half typically, but it just kind of depends how busy they are. When I entered the orders in, I accidentally put them both for select. So they're both going to be going up at $1 a card. So that 150 card bundle is going to be a little trickier to work out the profit margin on that one because I'm paying $1 per card when I thought I was paying 50 cents per card. It'll be fine. But as soon as I saw it upload, you get a little thing in the bottom corner of your ComC notification, not your ComC dashboard, and it tells you like what pending orders you have and like what the the potential complete date is on it. And both the complete dates were the same. And I'm like, those aren't supposed to be the same. Why are they both saying early February for the estimated completion date? And then I went back and looked and I was like, you dummy. So is what it is. My mistake, not ComC's. So I'll take that one on the chin. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Yeah, I got some fun Indians guys. I'll be curious to see what the Indians do this year in regards to prospects. Like Chase DeLautner is probably ready. They'll probably play. The Indians are cheap, so they'll play games with these guys. I want to see what DeLautner does. I want to see if George Valera can finally turn it around. I love Joe Kenzie Noel, but I don't think he's a big leaguer. But he just absolutely smashes the ball in the minors. But DeLautner should be pretty good. Can we define color match a little bit more? I don't know that it's that easy, Toe Up. It really just varies on the card. Like I've seen, I'll give you a good example. Like I have a Darius Garland. I think it's the red ice. The jersey that he is wearing in the image is black. It's like their alternative jersey, but it has red piping on it. And though he's not wearing, it's not like the Tatum where he has a green jersey with a green background. It still plays off the card well, like it accents the card well. So there's no hard and fast rule on the color match. Some cards and sets will never have one because they don't have that color parallel or whatever. Yeah, they're gonna keep loading them up with the flashy parallels because that's what people want to chase, unfortunately. I see Manu stirred the pot on the old IG yesterday with the should PSA grade comic books posts. I might do I'm thinking about doing a little video based off that. That was actually PSA grading comics was my end of the year 2022 prediction for 2023. Is that they would get in the comic books for 2023. So clearly I was not correct on that, but it is something I've speculated about in the past of what if, insert Marvel logo here. What if PSA decided to grade comic books? Why am I not here? What's up, Ham? This is my Atlanta FOMO stream. What are you at dinner with the boys or something? You guys getting some hot chicken? Ham live from Atlanta somewhere. Can I get a hot if I invite you, if I send you a link, can I get a hot chicken update? When does the Hattie B's happen? I tried to get there, Ham. I really did. I tried so hard. Ham, what's your stupid Instagram? I was gonna send you the link if you want to pop in for a minute. Was it like M something Productions? There it is. If you want to pop in from the phone, Ham, I sent you the StreamYard link on IG real quick. Didn't you guys eat at Taco Mac yesterday? I don't really have a hot take on the CGC price update. I don't submit a lot of comics, so it is what it is. I sent it to you. It's in your IG DMs. Yeah, the Vince McMahon stuff's super ugly. No, it's just comics. They already reduced the card prices earlier in the year. It's just cards. Or it's just comics, rather. It didn't affect the card side. We might get the ham bone in here, get a live update from Culture Collision. I've heard good things so far from down there. I just keep looking at my phone, refreshing the PSA app. It's so sad. I see you backstage, Ham, but looks like you got no. You want audio only, or are you trying to fire a camera up? Oh, you know, it says you have no mic or cam added to the stream. I can't even add you. I'll let you figure that out. I haven't got a chance to the Bobbles video yet. I saw it go up, and I saw him talking in Discord. I've said this before, and I'm going to put it out there so I can hold myself accountable for it. I thought so. I have Ship Shawana in early March. That's a month out. I thought about going to the Philly show too. It's in March. But I think I might shoot for Chantilly. I've never gone to Chantilly. I've always heard amazing things about the Chantilly show. And I've never been there. So I'm strongly considering trying to make the Chantilly show work. Michael Ham cannot figure out how technology works. Cannot seem to get in. We'll see if he can figure out his cam mic situation. You should be able to join from your phone. I've done it before, Ham, if you're still listening. I've joined StreamYard from my phone. I don't remember the intricacies of it. I don't know what you're trying to get in on. If has anyone in chat been to Chantilly and can give me like what's the hotel you want to stay at for Chantilly where all the trade action happens? Is there one? If that exists, fire it in the comments down below. Oh no, Embiid's not playing today. Big. I was just getting ready to. I was gonna wrap up pretty quick to go watch 76ers Nuggets, and now Embiid's not playing. 3 minutes before the game starts. That sucks. I was hoping to watch that this afternoon. Damn it. It was going to be my entertainment while I got to research for the Sunday video. There goes my swearing lineup. Bunch of degens. Oh, I posted in the community page. I'll note it here. I'll give you guys a. You got in the back room, Ham. It just didn't. It showed you back there, but it wouldn't let you. It showed that no mic or cam was connected, so it wouldn't let. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. All right, I sent it to Steve. I sent it over to Steve. What was I talking about? I got distracted. Hambone distracted me. Oh yeah, if anyone knows good hotels for Chantilly, fire. Oh, that's what I was going to say. The community page. I'll give you guys a sneak peek before it goes in the front half of tomorrow's video. It's over on the community page, or you can find it on Twitter or X. The first of what I hope is a couple fantasy baseball leagues is up for Underdog. I think only 1 or 2 people have joined so far. It's a 12-team league. It's only like $3. But if you're on Underdog already, the link is there. You could pop in, or if you need to create an account, there's a thing on there with a promo code for deposit match and all that nonsense. But if you want to do a baseball best ball league, it is on Underdog, so it has to be legal in your state or whatever. It won't let you create an account if not, or won't let you deposit if not. But go hop in that if you so choose. If you want to hop in a baseball league, I've done a couple best ball leagues already on Underdog. I like the slow draft ones. It's like fun to get the notification to go make a pick or whatever. I do this all the time. It's that time of year where I'm just like ready for baseball season to start. Like I'm ready for spring training. I'm ready to listen to Tom Hamilton in my ear holes and just take in some baseball. I thought about going to the Topps conference this year because it was in Arizona last year during spring training. But they haven't announced anything. Yeah, Ryan, I did see that. I'm going to talk about that tomorrow. There's actually a bunch of them. It's not just Wemby. There's about 6 or 8 of them. Lamine James posted them on IG. There's actually quite a few of them. A funny angle is the I guess eBay flagged someone's listing for the Wemby as search manipulation because they put no autograph in the listing title, and that's like one of their red flags for people that try to like sneak a non-auto card into a search list. Give me a thumbs up, Hambone, if you're good. You're good? Okay. Live from Atlanta. What's up, Hambone?
Nothing much. Getting ready to go out and eat and go over to Jeff's trade night.
What is this nonsense?
So I got Steve over here getting ready.
Gimpy Steve, what's up, buddy?
He's trying to get in himself. For some reason, the link, when we click on it, you have to copy paste it to a browser inside the phone and then go back into it.
Oh,
like you click the link, I can get in, but it won't allow the mics or the cameras to work. So that's why I went the back way with it.
Oh, gotcha. So what's going on down there? What's the vibes? What's the scene?
It's real busy. I mean, Steve's vibes. Steve's vibes always good. He's got good vibes. He's got. I
watched his video this morning.
Does he have any cards left? What was that?
Does Steve have any cards left? I watched his video this morning. It looked like he sold out everything.
Yeah, there. Yeah, he should be popping in too.
He's there. All right, this is gonna. One of you guys, just walk over and sit next to Steve, Pam, because it's gonna echo off.
Yeah, I'm gonna do. Yep.
All right, yeah, there we go.
The true goat.
Gimping Steve, Amazon the rescue.
Huh? It's been flipping, then limping, and now gimping.
What do you have any cards left? I watched your video this morning and it looked like you sold out all your cards.
I do, and I just started editing my video for today, and it's kind of like I did some sales today, but sales were slower today. Crowd was bigger, sales were slower, at least for me. I don't know if people spent a lot early, on the first day, and now they're tapped out, or what it was, or maybe just my inventory is different. But I sold
sold.
Well, no, because I sold some of the stuff that I consider to be good stuff I sold today. Like the Walking Dead stuff sold today. The Game of Thrones stuff sold yesterday. But today I sold 4 cards. Yesterday I got smashed early. So like after yesterday, I was kind of like, I don't even need to or care if I sell another card. Because really it was kind of like the back end of my inventory at that point. I'm disappointing with the buying, which would be more stuff that I ran about in my video, or not rant, but talk about. And it's not all pricing, it's selection. I'm not finding the stuff that I want. And most of the showcases, like always, are the same stuff, and it's what's popular, which rightfully so. The sellers want to have out the stuff that they know is probably going to move. So it's the quarterbacks that are still in the playoffs, right? You got your 4 quarterbacks on the teams that are still remaining are like shoved to the front of all the showcases. And then anybody else, if you're specifically looking for somebody, you kind of got to ask. Like for me, I'm looking for Kyler Murray. That's no secret, but I have to ask. People just don't have his stuff out. Kyler reminds me of Dallas. What was it, like 2 years ago or so when Zion was hurt, but everybody was still thinking his cards were going to explode, so they didn't have him out because his market was down and they were waiting for him to come back and perform. So Zion stuff, you just couldn't find it for sale. That's kind of how I feel about Kyler Murray right now. And that's just it's the show is not vintage heavy because I'm looking for nice vintage cards, and there's not a whole lot of vintage here. There is vintage. So before anybody says there's lots of vintage, Steve, I don't know what he's talking about. There's nowhere near as much vintage as you would see in Philly or at the National or in Chantilly, which you just mentioned. There is some vintage. It's just the way it is. A little bit of everything, even Stranger Things. But yeah, there's not a lot of vintage to choose from. I'm looking for a nice Jackie Robinson, and I have found 148 Leaf and 149 Bowman in the room. Doesn't mean I haven't missed a couple, but usually, I'm just not able to find them. So,
has Dustin sold a card
for me? Yes, he sold a couple.
Yeah, a couple actually.
He also made a nice deal, and I don't want to spoil his stuff, but
Yeah, don't
he made a
you don't
deal.
give any specifics
Yeah.
away.
Yeah, he made a good trade today, which I thought was smart for him. I mean, he was worried to death after he did it. Should I have done that trade? Was it a good deal? And I was like, yes, because the card that you traded for, you're going to be able to sell. The cards that you traded away have been sitting in your showcase for a day and a half, and everybody's been looking over them. So you got the good, you got fair value out of it, but you got a card that you're going to be able to move now a lot quicker, which did. That card already had eyes on it. Unfortunately, he had gone back to the room. He's abandoned the showcases quite a few times. So, yeah, I negotiated for him some, but the guy, I didn't want to negotiate too low because it was Dustin's card, even though he trusted me with it. And the guy was still coming in under a number that Dustin was kind of like, hey, if somebody wants to buy this is what I'll take. So I had to tell the guy, look, you have to wait for him to come back because I'm not going to go below this number. So, yeah, that's how it's kind of been. They're dragging me to Jeff Wilson's trade night. I don't want to go. Really. No, I feel like it's going to be a cluster. I feel like it's going to be a shite show, right? I feel like it's going to be like daddy daycare. I think it's going to be a lot of kids, a lot of teenagers, and those trade nights get like the Card Collector 2 trade night. In my opinion, at the National, the Card Collector 2 trade night a lot of times is the worst trade night. Not to sound not anything against him.
It's hard to get stuff done there.
Yes, it's hard to get stuff done. There's a lot of extra stuff. If you don't get there when it opens, you don't get in. I know we're going to get over there now and probably not be able to get in. So it is what it is. I'm going because we're going to eat
pull out
out.
the influencer badge and go cut the line.
I'm not
worried about them being physical capacity, and
yeah,
if they're the fire marshal, they're not going to let it.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like they're probably going to have fire marshal there. The show was crowded today, and I could imagine like everybody. The show stopping at 5 and Jeff's thing starting at 5:30. Like they're like right back to back. For me, I'm like I would need to go back to the room.
You
chill for a minute.
Though. Like you guys are going to get dinner, relax. Like by the time you get there, it might be a little more chill.
Yeah, either that or it'll just still be crowded. And
because a lot of people will just go back to the hotel again.
Yeah, I want to see his inventory. That's really what I want to see. I want to see the inventory in his shelves, and maybe there'll be some Kyler Murray stuff out there. Now I know that it's non-negotiable, but if it's priced at market price, I'm fine with that because his stuff is down, so.
You guys had really nice, both you guys had really nice videos walking around the shop. What was it like in person? Was it like as impressive as it looks in video?
Yeah,
it looks massive. Like it looks huge.
Yeah, with a lot of things, pictures don't do it justice. So you will see it on video, but going in there, it is a lot bigger. It feels a lot bigger and a lot more spacious. Like you can't see all the full dimensions of it from the camera at once. You can see this wall and this wall and this corner, but when you're in there and it's all together, it's big. It's got nice lounging area. It's got the nice content creation area, the breaking area. And the showcases, like I said, it's going to feel like walking through an old Blockbuster video because the shelves are high and they're vertical instead of horizontal. And you're just walking down rows and rows of cards that are being displayed. And it's going to feel like when you used to walk through the old, if anybody remembers, the old video rental shops where it's just VHS tapes or DVDs or whatever everywhere. That's kind of like what it's going to feel like.
The store has everything. I can't think of anything that the hobby currently offers that the store is not touching. It's going to be. I think it's going to be great for the younger group generation for sure. Because it's going to be a hangout place. It's really what it's going to be.
Jeff did say that he was hoping to go full blown tonight to where you can buy stuff, buy wax, buy singles. They were hoping to have all their point of purchases, software and all that up and running so that people could actually transact within the store, not just for the trade night. I mean, which is definitely smart for him business wise, because he's going to have a ton of people in there. So, I'm sure he was hell bent on getting that done. It just makes sense. But there was a lot of shelves, and they said that they were going to spend all day Friday filling those shelves. And I'm going to guess it was going to be an all day job.
I mean, it's probably about 2,000 slabs they would need to fill that.
A lot.
Yeah. A lot.
So the cases in practice, are they like the vertical cases? Is that like, I mean, on paper and watching the videos, it seems like it would be a nice way to look at cards. Is it a lot better than a traditional showcase? Like standing in front of it, like you guys were there. Like, would you rather look at those showcases or the traditional card shop showcases?
Honestly, until I look at the vertical ones for a while, I can't answer that. Like, honestly, right now it seems like a really cool concept. It looks good as far as a comfort level of bending over. If the slabs go pretty low to the floor, you're still going to have to like either squat down or look down at them, unless you're able to stand back far enough to where you can see everything in front of you. But then at that point, you're not going to be able to read labels and things like that. So it displays very well. As far as convenience, I'm not really sure until I actually like browse through the area. I can't just, you know.
It feels like you could fit a lot more cards on something like that, or at least to be able to look at
Oh,
it easier.
Yeah, in a regular case, 100%.
Yeah, and you don't have shelves, you know, overlapping shelves like you would in a regular showcase where you got to kind of look under the top shelf to see what's on the bottom shelf and things like that. Everything will be fully in front of you. So yeah, I could see where they could be more comfortable and better, more convenient.
I know that it wasn't fully stocked. I know you did some zoom in, Sam. How did pricing seem? I'm sure the internet's probably already broken down.
I mean, I posted that, and in a lot of my comments, there was, one guy that supposedly went through and looked at it. He said he was plus or minus 10% of normal comps based on the card. So it's in the ballpark, to be honest with you. Couple cards that were in there somebody watched the video that's going to be there tonight. They're like, if those cards are there, I'll buy them for that price. So I think it's going to work. There's going to have to be some haggling at some point. I don't know how they do it. Because if he wants to flip everything every 30 days and he's going to send it to Whatnot, which you could lose your ass on as well, like, how are you protecting that value other than saying, oh, we're going to drop this an extra $10 this week or tomorrow? Yeah. I don't really know, but they're going to really have to figure that out. There's going to be a lot of kinks that they have to work out in the first month.
Yeah. I heard his Pokemon pricing on singles was way off, was high, but I don't know because I don't know Pokemon pricing. That was just a comment that I read. So I don't know how accurate that comment was. I can't say whether it's right or wrong. 2 or 3 cards I did look at because they were cards that he actually had out that I was like, hey, I mean, that'd be a card that I wouldn't mind buying. They were fairly priced. I can't say they were over or under. I just remember looking at them and be like, that's fair. But, if something is $10 overpriced, is that overpriced or is that fair? In a negotiating world, it's fair because you can negotiate it down to where it's slightly under the comp. In a non-negotiating world, it's going to look like you're overpaying $10, So, and to everybody, every dollar counts differently to the individual and someone's like income.
One of the questions that people have had from my video was, is tax part of purchasing a card? So if you purchase a card, do you then have to pay tax on that? Because we're so used to, even in card shop, how much is that card? Oh, 150. Okay, I'll buy that. They don't say, okay, let me bring it to their cash register, ring it up, here's sales tax. How does that work with online sales as well? Are you getting charged sales tax or not? Because they're talking about shipping for free, probably over a certain amount, but is tax involved? So which can change the value of a card, especially if it's a higher value card. So it's little things like that people are concerned about. Even wax, you can buy wax on certain sites that everything's encompassed. This is what it costs. That's tax and shipping. So it's like that's hasn't been, nobody's even mentioned that to anybody that I know of what they're going to do about those type of situations, especially with the online sales that they want to do.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see how that all kind of plays out on that. On the pricing stuff, my counterpoint to people that were saying like, oh, cards never sell if you can't negotiate them and stuff like that. Like, I get it, but like, how many cards sell at bin every day on eBay? Like,
yeah,
people pay full price for cards. Like, if it's $100 card and someone has it at $100 buy it now with no best offer, like those cards sell regularly every single day. If the card's priced right, it's going to move. I just don't know that he wants to sell to. I hate to say, like, and I'm painting with a broad brush here, like, I don't know that he wants to sell to flippers. Like, he's not in the business of selling.
That's not what he wants to do. That's a
he
fair
wants to sell to an end user. He wants to sell to a collector.
And that's why he was trying to use the mother of a child as an example that knows nothing about cars negotiation to give them the fair upfront price in one fell swoop. Now we're in a game that we play and we always feel that we can get some wiggle room out of it, where a regular consumer coming in doesn't even know that probably exists. So therefore they can come in and buy something, at least feeling confident in what they're buying.
And also another thing about this show that could make it hard for the consumer to buy is that repackers are paying strong. We've already known this, but being at this show, it's even more so apparent. Like repackers are paying strong. Like there's repackers paying 90%, which means me, if I'm on the dealer side of the table and I have a card that's $100 and somebody comes up and offers me 80, even as a dealer, I could be like, I'm not going to sell it to you for 80. I could take it over to the repacker and get 90. So repackers are definitely causing the market to stay strong and prices to hold strong, and limiting the amount of negotiation that someone as a consumer on the other side of the table can make. And it's also pushing up the prices for the dealers because they can just say, well, hey, why should I sell to somebody standing at my table when I can sell to a repacker? Now, I'm going to say a lot of dealers aren't going to go that way just because they want to sell to consumers. That's just the way it's always been. Why set up at a show if I'm not going to sell to the people coming up to my table? I can sell to repackers online, but there's lots of people walking the show that are working for repackers, and you may not necessarily know that they're working for repackers, but they're trying to also get in their small margins as well.
Yeah, at the end of the day, the dealer's not going to turn away a large cash deal, whether it's a repacker or regular. Like,
right.
They're there to sell cards. Most dealers, they're there to sell cards. So if someone's going to offer them 90% on like 15 cards, they're going to take that deal. Like
that, and then you also have your whatnot guys. They don't pay 90%, but they'll buy stuff for 75 to 80% in a bulk. Just whatnot streams.
I did a deal with a younger gentleman yesterday, and he, of course, Hall of Fame and vet autos are super popular because you can put that stuff into repacks, and if somebody doesn't get one of the major hits, they pay $400 for a repack, and they pull a Larry Bird autograph out of it that's valued at $250 to $300. It's a monetary loss, but it doesn't feel like a complete loss because they got a good card of a good player. So hey, I still got a nice quality card. That's why the vet autos are just holding steady, because they're the repack filler, right? They're those types of cards are the repack filler, and then you put in your big hits. And I'm not a repack expert. I've never bought a repack. I've never, what do you say? I've just never participated in any type of repack as a buyer or a seller. This is just me from observation. It's just so obvious that you can see why stuff is being transacted the way that it is.
Yeah, I've been saying for a year plus now that people don't understand how much the repack stuff matters in the secondary market, and you're seeing it more and more every big show. Like even Dustin was like, no, they're not that important. Then he went to the National and saw, the line at Hit Parade, and then just like literally just forking over stacks of money left and right. And you're like, when you actually see it in person, you're like, holy shit! Like there's so much money that revolves around these things.
Yeah,
that, like you said,
I was like yesterday,
prop everything up.
The guy comes up to my showcase yesterday, and he's like, "How much for the Isaiah Thomas patch auto? How much for the Isaiah Thomas Joe Dumars? How much for the Jerry West? How much for the Nolan Ryan?" It didn't matter the sport. How much for the Joe Namath? And he was just like, pull him out. And he does his math. He gives me his number. I do my math. I give him my number. We go back and forth a little bit. We come to a price and we sell it. And half of my showcase was cleared out by somebody that I knew that those cards were going somewhere to a repacker. I knew that they were. This person was not buying them for themselves, So half of my inventory was like gone yesterday. And I was super happy because I made more money in the first hour than I thought I was going to make the entire weekend. And that's just where it went. So I guess when all else fails, there's somebody to sell your cards to.
So I don't want to hold you guys up for getting to dinner, but what's the takeaway from that? Is it just anytime you run into a decent vet auto anywhere at like a decent price, just make a play on it if you're planning on setting up at one of these larger shows?
Well, you got to
Okay, I
understand.
know how your brain thinks. You're always
Yeah,
kind of thinking ahead on building inventory for the next thing, even though you don't even set
yeah.
up every month. So, like, are you immediately setting save searches for like every big vet auto out there and try to sneak something through or find something at a local or what?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Like, take your average Larry Bird, Flawless, or National Treasures or whatever auto out of 25. $300 base average on those cards. If if they come to your table, they're going to want it for 270, right? Because they're going to want a margin for themselves. Which means if you're buying it with the intentions of selling it to somebody who's going to give you a percentage of it, you've got to really get in low. Because if I buy that card for 250 and sell it for 270, I'm making $20. Now, if you can do that over and over and over and over again, because that's your everyday grind or hustle, then yeah, you can turn that into some money. You can snowball that up. If you're looking for the long haul, holding a card that's not necessarily going to go up in value, what's going to cause the Larry Bird autograph to really go up in value? I don't see a demand coming for his stuff. The demand is generated because it's still considered a nice card. And like I said, it's being used as filler. That's where the demand is being generated. So yeah, like you're going to be selling for less than comps. So you got to be buying for like way less than comps in order for it to make sense for you.
Yeah, it's like, how do you source that inventory then? Like,
Right.
you have to find
And
a
then when
needle in a haystack.
you would have to use bulk, bundle, buy in bulk and things like
Buy a
that, because as you buy in bulk, and that's why when they come and buy off me, they don't just say, "Hey, give me the Isaiah Thomas." They're like, they want it all, and the more they buy, they want more of it, even more of a discount on top of the discount, the more and more that they buy, which makes sense. It's typically the way things work. So you would have to buy in bulk and then sell, not, sell limited, like sell 1 or 2 cards at a time, like buy 50, but buy somewhere between 25 and 50 cards and then sell them off 1 to 2 cards at a time. If you have the means to do that, and that's always been the name of the game anyway. If you can buy in bulk and piece out collections or piece out the singles, that's always where money has been. And that's almost the way that you have to go now. If this is going to be how you're going to sell, if you're selling to the end collector, see, I've been lucky. The oddball stuff and the pop culture stuff that I've been selling, these are not cards that people are going to flip. Somebody's not buying a Jon Snow, Game of Thrones, Kit Harington autograph because they want to flip it. They're buying it because they want it for their collection. So that's where I've been lucky on a lot of my pop culture stuff, where I'm getting my price that I'm asking for, or very close to it. And the people who have been stopping by my showcases to look at these cards, not many people stop. They go by, people are browsing, but once they see what's in my showcase, they kind of keep on going. The ones that do stop, though, they buy. There's not a lot of stopping and questions and talking and then moving on. A lot of times when people see a Walking Dead card or a Game of Thrones card, what else did I sell? I can't even remember. But they want to buy it. Oh, I didn't know. I want that right there, Bernie Mac. Right. So it's like they're stopping and they're buying for very close to what I have the sticker on, because they want it, not because they want it to resell it, because they want it because they actually do want it. So that's kind of been the difference between selling. That's been the main difference between selling what I'm selling now, the pop culture stuff, and selling sports. A lot of people aren't buying sports because they want it for themselves. There are end collectors, don't get me wrong. People are going to murder me and say, "What are you doing?" I buy cards because I'm a collector. But there's a majority right now, especially at the shows, that are buying with the intentions of reselling, and reselling in a short period of time, not buying a vintage card and planning on holding it for 10 years. A lot of people out now are looking to buy it right now and sell, buy at the show today and sell it tonight to trade night, or even less time than that.
Mm-hmm.
The way to go that I've learned is try to, and it's always been key, try to find cards that are unique and different that people are going to want for their collection. That's the people that are willing to pay up for something, because they have an actual attachment to it.
Yeah, that's always the trick. And then you're in a stronger position negotiating too, because they actually want to own the card for themselves.
Yeah. And I've had people from breakers and stuff come up and buy stuff. I sold a John Travolta autograph to somebody from Paradise Breaks. And it wasn't going into a repack. It wasn't going into any one of their products or anything. He loved John Travolta and Pulp Fiction. He said, I love Vincent Vega and Pulp Fiction and John Travolta. I want that card. And he paid me what I was asking for it. So even the bigger, people who have the card businesses and our dealers are coming around and like wanting to buy stuff that they've never seen before just because they even PC that type of stuff.
Yeah. All right, I'll let you boys get to dinner. I don't want to hold you up.
All right.
Have fun at trade night.
Yeah,
Will do.
I don't have any sports cards to take, so I'm going to go and try to buy.
Let's say you buy. That's where you potentially can find yourself some Kylers.
I tried. Last night's trade night was a dud.
Yeah, not a lot of Kylers here.
Yeah, I had an experience on an elevator where there was like some, maybe like 14 or 15. I was like, hey, what are you guys buying, trading, and selling? And they were like, well, we just spent all of our money and raw cards submitted or everything on CJ Stroud. And I was like, man, CJ Stroud. I said, it's a terrible time to buy CJ Stroud. He's at his peak. And they're like, oh, that's CJ Stroud. I'm like, why are you buying CJ Stroud? Well, I don't know, because of CJ Stroud. I didn't want to say because your favorite influencer is doing it, but I was like, look, I said, you got to buy the quarterbacks nobody wants. Those are the ones that are cheap. If you take a loss, you take a loss. You're probably going to take a bigger loss on a CJ Stroud card. What else can he do besides win a Super Bowl now? And he's only 1 year into his career.
Stroud probably will go up between whenever he bottoms out post this playoff bust in the National, because he's going to be the hyped guy at the National, especially with the Ohio State factor.
He will be, but his prices are just so high. I think he'll sustain throughout the most of the year.
Yeah.
He's one of the ones
I would not want to carry Stroud in the season.
Right. You have the 4 quarterbacks like I was talking about that are still in the playoffs. And then you have CJ Stroud pushed up in the cases. And then other people have other quarterbacks out, but they're not moving at all. Like I see a Tua card. Every time I see a Tua card, I get disgusted. So I instantly walk away. And who I don't see moving a lot, and this is just me, is Brock Purdy. I don't know if it's lack of confidence in him, if people still don't believe in him. I don't know what it is, but Goff, Lamar, Mahomes are moving more so that I've seen than Brock Purdy out of these cases.
That's interesting.
But and
that'll
still,
they win tomorrow.
And honestly, the one that people are still and again, this is what I've seen walking by showcases and stuff. It's still Mahomes. Mahomes is still the strongest, even after his down year, his stuff going down. After these big playoff wins, people are back on board. So, it seems like Mahomes is taking it back, at least for this show. So, and things change week to week, but for this show, I feel like Mahomes is taking it back from a young quarterback perspective.
Yeah. All right, go get some tacos.
All right.
Go get some tacos. See you later, Ham. Later, Steve.
Later,
boys. All right, fun little impromptu drop in from the boys in hot Atlanta. Disappointed they're not going to Hattie B's. If I was down there, we'd be going for some hot chicken at Hattie B's. For sure. Not shocked by anything that they were running down. I talked to some dealers that were set up at the show, moving stuff, and heard similar reports, especially that today was really, really busy. And the standard for everyone's chasing the quarterbacks that are in the playoffs, and Stroud, that's nothing super surprising. I haven't gotten a good, what the baseball vibes are at that show. I remember when I went 2 years ago, I purposely targeted bringing a lot of Acuna with me, and that stuff sold super quick. Excuse me. It'll be interesting to see. Usually Ship's March show is a big baseball show, as everyone's gearing up for that. But yeah, really pissed at myself for not being able to make it down the Culture Collision. It's not necessarily there's nothing I could have done about it, really. It's not my fault. But sometimes life just gets in the way. I could have pulled it off, potentially. It just would have been a 10-hour drive down and a 10-hour drive back, plus having to be at work at some oddball times next week just did not add up to being being the smart decision. My younger days, I would have ran down there. 10 hours in the car is rough, real rough. Debating Wonderlic scores in chat now. Sheesh. So I'm sure there'll be a bunch of live footage and reels and Instagram shorts and everything else from the Cards HQ trade night tonight. So we'll see how that goes down. I am going to try to get down to Atlanta this year. The rumor is that there's going to be a second Culture Collision show this year in September. I think they were saying sometime in the fall. So I might try to make it down for that. The wife and I were also considering going to Dragon Con, which is in Atlanta. So I would like to try to swing into the old Cards HQ at some point in time to get a feel for it. Would be my guess. I'd like to try to get down there. Plus, it would also, this week, the next month, that shop's going to be packed. I think it'll be interesting to see what does it look like in 6 months. How busy is that shop 6 months from now? We get to the middle of summer. Maybe it's busy because of baseball season and the Braves Stadium being right there and all that. Maybe I'll try to get down there in the summer and go to a Braves game. I've heard good things about that stadium. Go see some Acuna action. Why won't my PSA order pop? I wanted it to pop while I was on the live stream. I could do the reveal from the phone. Oh, well, what are you going to do? Lamar is definitely most likely going to be the MVP winner. I don't see any scenario where Lamar is not winning the MVP. I'm not touching that one, Mercer 85. Yeah, I talked about you. I don't know if you were in chat yet, Wes. Towards the top of the show, I was talking about PSA just flying on these ultra modern orders. I don't know that. I mean, they'll get a little bump, but I don't know. It would be interesting to see the price moves tomorrow night based off whoever wins. I just really want the Lions to win. That's all I know. Sorry, you didn't. I can tell you right now, you didn't miss much on the break. I hadn't hit anything. The dumpster fire of a box openings. Yeah, my order's stuck in assembly. It's been in assembly for well over a week. Mine burn through grading was in assembly super fast, and it was just sitting in assembly. If things go right, if things go well, I should get an upcharge email on 2 cards. There's 2 cards. If they PSA 10, should 100% get upcharged on. I was not planning on watching Royal Rumble tonight. I don't even what's the what's it even streaming on these days? Is it Peacock or Netflix? Or the Netflix thing isn't until later in the year, right? I watched that episode. I like spitballing. I watched that earlier. I watched that this morning. I think it's a different perspective for me because especially if I rip them live, like there is a, if I buy $150, we'll just use Series 1 as an example. Let's call it $160 box, $150 box. If I buy a Series 1 jumbo box and I sit down and I go live and we kind of rip it together, like even if I hit $50 worth of cards out of it, there is something to be said for that like entertainment value aspect of it. Like it is fun opening the box. It is entertaining for me to open the box even privately or on a live, and you get that excitement if you see something peeking through or whatever, and everyone gets excited or whatever. There is definitely an aspect of that that is fun. The problem is when the price of the box gets super expensive, then it makes it harder for the entertainment value to make up that gap in what you pulled. $150 box, you hit $50 or $60 worth of cards, you had a good time for 30 minutes to an hour ripping it, you know, you're not going to do that every day of the week, but once a month or whatever, sure, okay. If it's $1,000 Prism hobby box or an $800 Prism hobby box, that's a little different story. So I think it just depends. You've never been satisfied with a box opening, really? Have you never hit anything remotely decent? You might be better off to sell it raw if you think it's borderline. If you don't think it has do you think it has a chance to 10? Because someone else, like if you're pretty confident that it's a 9, someone else might be willing to pay. We've seen this before. The data backs it up. People will usually pay stronger for clean raw than a PSA 9. So you might actually be better off leaving it raw, as sad as that sounds. Especially if you're going to try to sell it in person. If your only outlet is to sell it online, I would probably slab it. Oh, it's on Peacock. I don't have Peacock. I didn't subscribe to Peacock for their nonsense. Yeah, and you're 100% right, Wes. There is box openings for me are a slightly different equation. The YouTube revenue aspect of it isn't that great, but for me, it's like a single box opening potentially, or like a series of box openings could potentially be multiple pieces of content. Let's say I open 2 jumbo boxes at $300 a box, or $150 a box, $300 for the pair of them. If I open it in a pre-recorded video, maybe 2 pre-recorded videos versus a live, that's 2 videos. They'll get maybe, I don't know, anywhere from $20 to $50 in YouTube ad revenue. Then if I hit anything out of there, I could send the PSA. I could do a video on the PSA submission. I could do a video when the PSA submission returns. I could do a video breaking down the financial aspect of ripping those boxes, basically like what I did with the Topps Chrome stuff. Like 1 or 2 box openings has the potential to be multiple pieces of content. So, and tax write-offs. Ow, that hurt. Hit my hand on my desk. I've actually opened more recently than I have any time in the past. And part of it is I know it's a loss leader, but it's just fun. It is what it is. It is fun. It's fun to open wax. There's a reason why it exists, because it is fun to open. Splenda, what's up, buddy? I see you and AIH got the little live stream going on tonight, little tinfoil hat stream. I feel like that's new, Josh, but I have not. I'd be lying if I said I have been paying attention to every in and out of the eBay vault. Hey man, Caitlin Clark stuff's selling strong. You got to expand that out. It's 2024, Steve. Caitlin Clark Superfractor auto just sold for like 80,000. Come on now, 2024. And what about like Spider People? You got to include the Marvel stuff in there. Disney cartoons, Mickey Mouse. Not just men. There's mouses, there's ducks, all sorts of nonsense. You gonna mount up and go to Shipshawana in March with me in a blizzard again? I don't think so. Probably not. They're really dumb about what you can and can't use eBay funds for. All right, I'm going to kind of wrap things up here. This went a lot longer than I thought. I wasn't expecting Steve and Ham to jump on for a little bit. We've been going for 2 hours. Dead on, basically. But yeah. I'm going to go heat up some pizza. I got some leftover pizza in the fridge. Fire that up. Then I got to sit down. I got to research for the Sunday video. I'm a little behind schedule on that. Usually I have that all wrapped up, but I wasn't planning on going live today. I didn't have a video for today. I could have posted something, but I just figured I'd go live instead for a little bit. So, hey, man. Buggy worked great last year in the blizzard. So, all right, ladies and gents, we'll catch you boys and girls tomorrow for the weekly sports card market update. If you want to do fantasy baseball, go look at the community tab, Underdog. I'll probably do multiple leagues, assuming that one fills. But if you want a sneak peek at getting in that league early, now is your chance. Community tab before I talk about it on the opening of tomorrow's video. So that's all I got. Unfortunately, the wax openings was a miss. What are you going to do? Them the break sometimes. Can't be all winners. Catch you boys and girls on the next one. Everyone have a great Saturday night. Peace.